Hey everyone, this is the last video in the series for now, and we're going to spend some time looking at two very specific variations of the step vault that are useful to understand and learn. They are the speed step and the reverse step vault. Okay, so what is the speed step? It's the variation that is used more frequently by advanced practitioners because it requires a lot more momentum. Essentially, the foot leads the vault rather than the hand. The primary reason for this is because the leg muscles are a lot bigger and stronger than the upper body muscles of the arms. This means that they can take a lot more impact and control the momentum much better. By jumping into the step vault with the foot landing first, you can be sure that you're able to take the increased force through the leg. Secondly, it means that the head is not leading the movement, and this can be a lot more dangerous and not recommended in a number of scenarios that I'll demonstrate later in the video. Lastly, with this added control, you'll be able to move faster and with much more confidence. Demonstration. So, as mentioned, the foot needs to land first, and it has to be done with some speed because otherwise you're going to have difficulty getting the trailing hand onto the wall. Firstly, you want to aim for a jump onto the wall with a single foot landing slightly to the side and in front of you. It's important to note that the following leg now does not trail behind. Instead, it will also lead ahead, but without making contact with the wall. As the foot lands on the wall using the ball of the foot, the second leg should already be ahead of the wall. The opposite hand will then land last and help to keep positioning and direction correct. It's there to stabilize you and take some of the remaining downward body weight onto the wall. Downwards. As you can see, this method requires the momentum and power to almost completely jump over the wall already and starts to look like a dash vault rather than a step vault. Not only does the speed step allow you to move much quicker over the wall, it also allows you for the ability to go downwards. Traditionally, in this position of a level-to-level wall, a normal step vault with the head leading first would require the arm to take a lot of the impact and the head to go first. As I mentioned earlier, this is one of the situations where you really don't want to be going fast, downwards, and with your head first. The speed step is much more useful vault here. With the foot leading and taking the impact, you can safely do the step vault downwards. It's much easier to chain speed steps together, staying on the same side and foot, hopping down as you're doing multiple one-leg pistols, strides, or cranes. Note that you can also alternate sides as well. Because the leg is taking the impact, you can slow yourself down and regulate the momentum much easier if you need to. Faults. Number 1. Landing in the middle of the foot. The middle of the foot needs to be protected. You should land on the ball of the foot as if you were landing in a precision jump. Number 2, landing central to the body and dropping to the side. If you jump directly in front of you, like a normal precision, you will have to drop further to get the hand down to your side. Instead, try landing the foot slightly to the side and it will make the other hand a little bit easier. Number 3 is not jumping into the vault. This is more for level speed steps, but without momentum or a jump, your trajectory just will be wrong and you won't be able to lever yourself up onto the wall. You'd be better placed doing a normal step vault in this case. Reverse step vault. As the name implies, the reverse step vault is performing the exact same movement but in reverse. This isn't as common or as useful as the speed step, but it's a good tool to have when you're working on flowing routes. The reason this is helpful is because you don't need to turn around to perform a forwards-based vault. By being able to accurately step vault backwards allows you to land from a previous vault and instantly perform a second without breaking the flow. Imagine you've done a vault over the wall, landed 2 feet, but To continue the flow, you'll either have to turn around or explosively return backwards like this. How to? The thing about the reverse step vault is that you're blind to the obstacle, and getting the foot up onto the wall will be a tricky thing to do. It's going to require more spatial awareness from feeling where the wall is with your hand. To start training this, you can do the following things. Number one, go forwards first. Do a normal step vault, and without leaving the hand or foot position, reverse the movement. Number two, use a low and wide obstacle. Start with your hand on the obstacle and you jump up onto the wall. Then step through and backwards. You can slowly increase the height as you feel more comfortable. Number three, go slow and with no jump. Try without any momentum and slowly perform the reverse step vault without jumping into the position. Number three, jump. When you're reversing backwards, jump much higher than the wall and come down onto it. The last thing you want is to clip your heel on the wall and go backwards. Jump up, over and down. This will also give you more time to position the foot for the landing. Number four, hand. Also try to rely more heavily on the arm with your body weight towards it. This means there is less impact coming down onto the foot, and you're not having to commit your balance and position on correctly guessing the position of your landing. If you misjudge, it means that you're more likely to catch yourself than committing all of your body weight to the leg and foot before landing. Faults. Fault number one is twisting over. So this happens when, as you're reversing back, the inside leg doesn't come through, it goes around. And I've seen this a couple of times where the leg just doesn't want to go through between the other hand and foot, and instead the person prefers to twist off and around. The solution to this is essentially slowing down and getting to understand that foot coming through. It also helps when you're on a lower obstacle, so it doesn't really add any fear into the movement. Fault number two is having a small distance between the hand and the foot. This is the same as when we were going forwards. If the distance between the hand and the foot is too small, again, you're just not going to get that inside leg through. The fix on this one is, again, just spreading out, getting more space underneath you. Fault number three is fingers steepled. Again, this is a fault that we had going forwards, but if your fingers are up on their ends, it essentially means that your body is trying to create more space underneath you because you can't generate it automatically. You need to have your hand flat, and you're going to be taking a lot more body weight over on the hands now, so you really need to be secure. Well, that's it for this series. I hope you got something from it. I always find that when you start looking into the details of a movement like the step vault, there are always a lot more things to think about than you initially thought. At some point, I'll be creating a coaching series, which will also include help on specifically teaching the step vault too. Watch out for that. Thanks for watching, and remember, don't worry about subscribing, liking, or commenting unless you really want to. Go out and spend your energy doing parkour instead.